So, Frequency Friday, kind of. It's a long story. It doesn't matter. I'm here now, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Bass. I want to talk to you guys about bass tonight. When I got into hi-fi, for me, what I thought was great sounding bass is not really what I think great sounding bass is today. So, things have changed. And that's kind of what I want to discuss, is when you hear bass as a newcomer to hi-fi, typically the blood in the water is how low can it go and what is that hit like, right? When that big slam happens, that's the big payoff, and that's what you're waiting for. And when you have that happen in the room, you're just sitting there going, yeah, give me more of that. I love that. It's a similar experience of going to the movies and cinema and having just those subs just freaking pressurize the room, and you have that big explosion and everything is shaking and you're shaking and everything is rumbling and you're like, this is freaking awesome. Bass is awesome. And you know what? It all is. I love all that stuff. But when you hear really good open baffle bass, ooh, it's a different animal. Yeah, you don't have that same crazy, impossible, deep, crazy, you don't quite have that. But in exchange, you hear the bass, and then you're left asking yourself,
which one of y'all kicked me?
And that's it. It is so quick, and it gets addictive because what happens is you begin to realize that there's so much more in the music in terms of texture and detail in the bass that you've actually been missing out on, because when those big payoffs are happening and the bass is rumbling, it's actually covering up a lot of detail that you're missing out on. And when open baffle bass is doing its thing, smacking you in the face and then stopping on a dime, oh, let me tell you, that for me, it's the king. It's the king. It is, for me, the pinnacle. So, tonight, let's listen to some bass. Clean, beautiful, articulate, fast bass. I hope it comes through in the recording. If it doesn't, I did my best. The setup, actually, I'm not going to tell you. Of course, we're listening to the Open Baffle H-frame subs. Yeah, you got me there. What speakers? We'll wait until the very end. I'll tell you then. Let's have some fun. Put on your headphones. This is going to be rad. All right, so Zoom F8N, Earthworks QTC40s. Speakers I'll tell you about at the end of the show here. First thing we're going to do is let's listen to an upright bass that is isolated, just the upright. All right, so that gives you an idea. This is with the rest of the band playing. I mean, I don't know if it's coming across, but every single note on that upright, it's clear. You hear it. I love that about this. Man, I'm telling you, you get so many speakers with ports and yada, 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 and it's just like, it gets smeared. You're not hearing the detail like you, well, I hope that it's coming across in this recording, but at least in Room, man, I'm telling you. Let me play this other one. This one is killer. Sorry to interrupt. That was freaking killer. All right, let's do one more. We got to do one more. Hopefully you get the idea. If you guys are interested in these tracks, please sign up to be a patron. I have all the tracks here, high resolution playlists that we're using tonight. You can check them out. It's $2 to become a patron, so please consider it. Helps out the channel a lot. Okay, so what speakers were you listening to? Are you guys ready? All right, hold on. Are you ready? These things are freaking so good. I mean, it's like just that little guy. Just a little guy. Here's the trick with these. I don't want to oversell these. They're a desktop speaker. They're not going to play super loud at all. So you got to be careful because this little driver will start giving out on you. Danny does have filters that will help get the low end off of these, inline filters. That does help. So pulling some of the bass out of this driver allows it to play louder, which is awesome. I was not doing that in these examples. In Room, we're probably playing, I would say, around 80 dB to 82 dB. I've got the mics on pretty hot. So it might sound like, wow, this is crazy loud. It's not. I had the mics on hot, but even still, you get the idea. This little setup, it's one of my favorites. It's just freaking awesome. Guys, open baffle bass, direct servo, open baffle bass. Fast, clean, fun. I don't miss the crazy slam. I don't at all. I would take this over that every day, all day, and then some. So that's that. See you guys next week. Tecton review. That review is going to end me. All right. You guys have a good night.